Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our Home to More at Freddie Mac series. My name is Simone Morgan, and I will be your moderator for today's event. Our Home to More series of webinars features an inside look at Freddie Mac, our people, workplace and culture, career opportunities, and the skills and competencies we value to both win the job and succeed. We'll chat with colleagues across the company to give you an inside look into life at Freddie Mac. Today, in our first episode of 2024, we are diving deep into software engineering careers. This includes software development, engineering, and agile development, just to name a few. Before we meet today's guests, I'd like to share a little about myself. I am Simone Morgan, Senior Talent Advisor with Freddie Mac. Next month, I will be celebrating my 4-year work anniversary. I love being part of an organization that believes in and supports opportunities for growth and development, prioritizes diversity and belonging, and makes home possible for millions of people. And now, I would like to introduce you to our featured guests. Joining us today are Tanaz Jalinoos, Release Train Engineer Manager, and Ryan Stewart in Agile Development. Welcome to you both. I look forward to an engaging and informative conversation. Just a few housekeeping items before we get started. Our discussion today will be about 30 minutes in length. You can check in for today's event by scanning the QR code if you're viewing from your computer. If you're viewing from your phone, we will paste the link in the chat. Copy and paste this link into a new browser to check in. If you experience difficulties, do not wonder. Do not worry. We will revisit the check-in process at the end of the event. Please leave any questions in the comments section as recruiters will be answering as many questions as possible throughout the event. This event will be recorded and will be available on this same page immediately after the event closes out. If we should run out of time, questions will be answered offline. All right, let's get started. Can you both share what your role is at Freddie Mac and what drew you to this field? Tanaz, let's start with you.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for having me today. I work in our Multifamily Business Technology and Operations Division. I am the release train engineer for 11 Scrum teams. That means that we plan, code, build, test, and release together. The train I work on is building a platform which helps Freddie Mac producers and underwriters perform their day-to-day job with much greater speed, efficiency, and accuracy. The most wonderful thing about being an RTE is that you get to work with so many different people, highly skilled, smart, and across multiple cross-functional roles. My own background and education is in software engineering. I have 10 years of software development experience in the telecom industry, 5 years of teaching computing at a local university when my children were little, and the past 10 years in the mortgage industry as system integration analyst, program manager, and release train engineer. I have been drawn to this role because I truly enjoy bringing people together to communicate, to collaborate, gain consensus, solve problems, and build alignment across teams. Thank you.
Thanks, Tanaz. Very interesting. Ryan, how about you? Same question.
Yep. So my name is Ryan Stewart. I am a software developer at Freddie Mac in my third year. I joined Freddie Mac after I graduated college with a degree in computer science, and I landed on a business automation team. Our primary activities are developing automated deployment pipelines for teams where we develop processes to bring source code from its throughout its life cycle from one environment to the next, running it through security scans and controls before finally deploying it into its production environment. And then second to that, we do a lot of application integration where we will bridge the gap between third-party applications in our enterprise systems, things like bringing them onto our password vaults and identity access management platforms. So it's pretty exciting. We run across a bunch of different teams across the organization, and every day is a new challenge. So keeps things new and fresh. I'm excited to be here.
Sounds like it could easily be a new challenge each day. Thank you so much for sharing. I appreciate that. At Freddie Mac, making home possible is what we do. How we do it can be found in our competencies: lead, collaborate, deliver results, focus on stakeholders, and grow in development. These are behaviors our employees strive to achieve when doing their work each day. In my work in talent, I lean on the collaborate competency most often as I work with my colleagues, hiring partners, and candidates who apply to our open roles. When speaking with candidates about new opportunities, I listen for examples of the grow and develop competency during the conversation. If a candidate shares with me that they're intellectually curious, have an appetite to learn, as well as further their career, along with meeting the minimum qualifications for the role, there's certainly a possibility they could be an ideal candidate for Freddie Mac. Ryan, in your time with Freddie Mac, what have you noticed are the skills, competencies, and or certifications that are most important to your job?
Yeah, so actually, I really like what you said about having an appetite to learn. That's really what I try to focus on. As a developer, a lot of my technical focus is in mastering software design principles, and a lot of our work is done in Python and Java. So understanding the languages and having a curiosity to go out there and actually fully understand the technical details that go along with it, the design patterns and the algorithms, and making it fit the task at hand. I've also spent a lot of time creating a solid foundation of enterprise level architecture. Things that have helped me kind of grow that. I've been working through the AWS Solutions Architect certification, and that's greatly increased my knowledge on how to effectively design scalable applications at Freddie. Um, Always having an appetite to go out and find new information and apply it to my work. I've also had a lot of success nurturing strong verbal and written communication that allows me to be an effective collaborator. A lot of my work is working with different business units across the organization with a variety of backgrounds, whether that be finance, HR, or IT, and really tailoring my message and communication to the circumstance and to the stakeholder and what effectively communicates the idea to them has been incredibly valuable. Like I said, there's a broad range of applications and teams and projects that I work with and my team works with. So being able to adapt to the new challenge is pretty crucial. There's always a new challenge. There's always a new environment you're in. So one week I might be helping a cloud-based team onboard a new data pipeline with the newest controls and helping them adapt to the new standards at Freddie Mac. And then the next week I might be working with an on-prem application and a completely different network zone onboarding user provisioning. So as long as you're always willing to keep coming back each day and learning something new and applying yourself, I think that's been the greatest skill.
It sounds very exciting to work with different areas of the business. I do the same thing in talent, and you're right, there's always something new to learn. So thank you so much. I appreciate that. And Tanaz, same question.
Thanks, Ron. Yeah, I totally agree with both of you. Learning and is really a top skill. So to me, both hard skills and soft skills are equally important and work hand in hand in becoming a well-rounded software engineering. Acquiring hands-on expertise and technical applications sets you up for success. But also very valuable is the ability to convey information, problem statements concisely, succinctly, and in an engaging manner for different audiences. Soft skills such as influencing and persuasion really level up your game and increase your span of influence in an organization. There are many skills that I think are essential for an RTE, but I'll just name some of my top ones. Having a deep understanding of Agile principles and practices, proficiency in project management tools such as Jira, JQuil, queries, Excel for the purposes of planning and backlog tracking. Understanding the technical architecture principles, concepts, and design patterns, as Ryan mentioned, are crucial and really help in coordination and development with development teams and understanding dependencies. Understanding the continuous integration, continuous delivery pipeline, how it works to automate builds, test, and deploy for smooth, efficient releases. Knowledge of planning, risk assessment, coordination, facilitation across multiple teams is crucial for successful planning of releases. And understanding quality metrics, test automation for delivery of high quality software, ability to define metrics for actionable insights, and of course, not last but not least, fostering a culture of continuous improvement. All are really high quality skills for an RTE. Thanks.
Thank you both for sharing specific skill sets required for roles in engineering software opportunities here at Freddie Mac. Speaking of those necessary skill sets, how have you expanded your skills and grown professionally while working here at Freddie Mac? And how do we support you in that growth? Tanaz?
Great, sure. So a central part of an RTE's role is commitment to continuous improvement. As I was mentioning, improvements come in all different sizes and have varying degrees of impact. I feel that when we are committed to a growth mindset every day, we are working towards improving the ways we work. I'm a big believer in small progressive refinements on a regular basis. It makes us better and better over time. At Freddie Mac, there are so many learning opportunities available to us through internal, external professional trainings and conferences, which Freddie Mac provides funding and management support for. Last year, I attended the Agile Scrum Alliance conference in Orlando. It was both a lot of fun, and I was able to gain a lot of valuable insights into Agile trends and best practices lauded in the Agile community. I'm passionate about metrics and dashboards, so this conference really gave me a chance to interact with some top-notch vendors on the latest metrics and reporting tools used in the field. Uh, at Freddie Mac, there's a large pool of talented, knowledgeable people that you can work with day in and day out that are a tremendous resource for learning. You can easily set up one-on-ones with colleagues you admire and just pick their brain off, and you can learn a ton, be it business knowledge or technical knowledge. People are very open to sharing their knowledge and experiences.
So very true. I've found that in my experience as well. Thanks, Tanaz. Ryan?
So at Freddie Mac, one of the things I've really enjoyed leveraging is the internal educational opportunities we have, specifically the communities that we've been fostering. One of the ones I'm most active in is the Python community practice. They put on regular meetings for Freddie Mac employees to kind of meet and discuss Python topics, typically during a lunch. So you log in on Wednesday at noon, and someone will be given a really in-depth conversation on some specific Python topics, whether that be how to efficiently manage your environment or whatever it is that day. So that's been one of the really great communities. I've leveraged a lot of other communities in Freddie Mac, specifically my business organization. We put on these innovation forums where people around our business come in and give talks on things on projects they've been working on and solutions they've applied to it. And it really helps open up your window to like-minded individuals around the company. And then there's also a lot of strong developers at Freddie Mac using our Confluence wiki pages to put on blogs and strong technical writing shows of really in-depth knowledge at Freddie Mac. So I really do enjoy just kind of talking to a lot of people at Freddie Mac, understanding how they've applied solutions to their everyday life and how it works within Freddie Mac, and I've learned a lot. And on top of that, so many mentors in this company, whether it be a system administrator on another team that's willing to kind of give me a 15-minute drop on their architecture, or my tech lead who'll sit with me every day on some tough solution I'm working on that day. So the people have been great here, and it's been amazing.
Wonderful. Thank you. Our Workday platform is another wonderful resource for our continued professional growth. The offerings range from as little as an hour investment or as long as a week. Courses are instructor led, self paced, or pre recorded. There is a variety of subject matter for everyone to access, no matter your preference of delivery or time to invest as well. Ryan, why did you choose Freddie Mac for this part of your career, and why have you chosen to stay?
So there's a couple of reasons to that. The first reason I chose Freddie Mac was, so I joined Freddie Mac out of college, and I joined through their new hire program, the technology analyst, and it was a really wonderful way to onboard into a company. I didn't have any office experience before this, so it was a 12-month long program where I worked with a cohort of other uh, tech graduates, and it really fostered a great sense of community, and it developed a lot of essential skills that I needed to kind of excel in my profession. And you're doing that with other people, other graduates in the same position you are, so it really fostered a great sense of community. And working through those first 12 months, I immediately fell in love with the mission at Freddie Mac to make home possible. It makes it a lot easier to come to work and give it your all when it's for a mission that you truly believe in and something that you think is a great cause. And so, in falling in love with the mission, I then started to fall in love with the people who also love that mission. There's a lot of really helpful and kind people at all levels throughout the company. I've had a lot of conversations with people high up in the company and people low down next to me, and there's a lot of passion in this company and a great sense of community, as I spoke to earlier with the Python community of practice and all the other great BRGs I've been involved in. So it's easy to fall in love with Freddie Mac once you get here because there's so many great opportunities and great people to talk to. Uh, and the mission, like I said, you got to make home possible. That's what we're here for, right?
Yep. Thanks, Ryan. I couldn't agree with you more. The mission and the people are the two reasons that I joined Freddie Mac and that I choose to stay as well. Tanaz, same question. Why did you choose Freddie Mac for this part of your career, and why have you chosen to stay?
I really like both of your responses. I totally agree with you on the mission and people in the company really make the difference for everyone. So in my 20-year career in software engineering world, I've worked in both the business side of the house and on the technical side. Started with development, went into systems integration, and now in technology operations. What I really like about Freddie Mac is how well the organization is structured for business and technology to work together to achieve a common set of goals. I'd like to say that the biggest success in the agile world comes when business and technology drive off into the sunset holding hands together. When technology hears from business that we've reduced days of manual error-prone work using multiple spreadsheets and emails to minutes and seconds with greater accuracy and consistency, it is very satisfying to know that our Scrum teams have built that software and have a continuous mindset. Why I stay, I enjoy the work, love all the smart, talented people that I work with daily. Echo what Ryan said with respect to all of the different brown bags that are available for us to learn. My contributions are valued, and I'm constantly learning and growing. I also appreciate the great health benefits, especially time off for family caregiving. And I also like to say that I have a soft spot for developers. They're amongst the nicest, friendliest people I have ever worked with. Thank you.
Thank you. People, people, people. We have mentioned the importance of people quite a bit through our conversation. The people truly make the difference here at Freddie Mac, and you both have shared great examples of why. Tanaz, what are your best pieces of advice to those looking to explore a career in software development?
Sure, I've got a couple pieces of advice that I've kind of applied to my own career. First, I would say own your own professional development and don't wait for anyone to do that for you. Make your own plans and start chipping away at them. Ask for support and guidance from your manager and other leaders. Seek out mentors. You'll be surprised to learn that how many people really enjoy talking about their experience and sharing that with you. So reach out and learn from people. And as Ryan said, you can learn from people above you. You can learn at the same level, and even people that are newer than you to the business can help you learn. And I would say for software developers, code and code every day. It's a skill that you learn by doing. Freddie Mac offers a lot of opportunities for trainings. Would recommend areas such as cloud-based architecture, AWS services, Kubernetes for development and automation, microservice and event-driven programming as areas of study and learning. Secondly, I would say, it's the same theme all over. Keep learning, acquire new skills on an ongoing basis, and understand what it means to work on a team. Third, I would say get a diverse set of perspectives and points of view before arriving at a decision. That always helps you make a well-rounded and better decision when you've incorporated different points of view. So, thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. Once again, we're hearing about how important growth and development are to advancing your careers here at Freddie Mac. Ryan, same question.
So my big principle is to stay curious and get your hands dirty, and let that curiosity lead you down the rabbit holes to learn new skills, whether that's a new project that you're thinking that might be a little interesting. If it's at all interesting to you, pursue it and figure out as much as you can about it. And you never know when you're going to find some tangential topic that might apply to your current project or something of that nature. I've had this happen countless times where I'm working on a smaller side project that doesn't feel like it's applicable to what I'm working on now, but I was just curious about it. I wanted to understand whether it is, design a new parser for a programming language. I'll never write a programming language in an enterprise level, but I decided to go down and learn it. Next thing I know, I have a great new design pattern that I can then use in my everyday day job. So curiosity is the biggest motivator out there, and pursue it. It's going to be what is most foundational in developing your skills as a developer. Just keep coding. Don't stop coding.
I agree.
Thank you both. Tanaz, you referenced taking on your own professional development and asking for support and guidance from your manager, as well as leaders and or mentors. What a great example of our collaborate competency. Ryan, taking on additional projects to stretch yourself and learn new skill sets is a great example of how you incorporate our grow and development competency into your daily work. So thank you both. I appreciate you sharing. What would you all say is the most rewarding part of your job? Tanaz, we'll start with you.
I think, one of the biggest things is really just seeing the products that we're building come to light, and for the business users that are using them, find happiness and efficiency in their day-to-day job, really solving the pain points that our business has through automated solutions that we provide for them. So that's been really, really great to see.
Thank you for sharing. I appreciate that. And Ryan, same question. What would you say is the most rewarding part of your job?
So there's a lot of rewarding parts to my job. Like Tanaz mentioned, seeing the effect on the end user of the solutions you deliver is always really rewarding. I've worked with a couple legal folk, a couple people in finance that aren't really as familiar with the automations that we're doing, and then seeing how much it alleviates some burdens in their day-to-day life is always rewarding. But there's also a real satisfaction in sitting down with what's basically a puzzle in front of you and finding the best solution for it and applying it. It's always like a release of tension when you're working and problem solving. So that has to be hands down the best part of a job, is just getting in, looking at a problem and finding a solution to it and seeing it make people's lives better. Uh, that's what's great about engineering.
Wonderful. Thanks for sharing. And I would have to say that the most rewarding part of my job is identifying a candidate for the right opportunity and then talking to them about how Freddie Mac is home to more, explaining to them about our opportunities, explaining to them about our benefits that you mentioned, Tanaz, and just sharing with them that if this is a place that they're looking for a career, they can absolutely continue to learn and grow with us. So thank you both for your answers. I appreciate it. I would like to thank our guests as our session is coming to a close. Ryan and Tanaz, you both did a fantastic job providing your perspective and insight as it relates to the software engineering career path here at Freddie Mac, where we are home to opportunity. I would also like to thank you all, our audience, for joining our live event today. All resources mentioned will be posted in the chat for your convenience. I'd like to draw your attention once again to the QR code to check in for today's event. The link to check in will also be included in the resources we are adding to the chat if you prefer to use that method. You can always rewatch and share the event on LinkedIn. The recording will be live at this same link shortly after the broadcast ends. Please look out for upcoming episodes of this series in the future. I'd also like to mention, if you're interested in opportunities or exploring opportunities here at Freddie Mac, please visit our careers website and our talent community for company updates and career opportunities, which is included in the resources we'll put in the chat. Thank you all again for your time and attention today. We appreciate it. We look forward to the next time. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.